People get bored of doing same stuff over and again, and then they change interest. But I tried, actually, I tried to going into AI a little bit, and I did kind of manage to install and run AI from my own hard drive, and now I have it implemented even on my company site. You could actually click on, there's a form where you could actually talk to AI. I'm not yet happy perfectly how it works, but I spend a lot of time to actually make it working. That's the whole point of me not paying for it, because I'm the damn engineer. I should be doing that. So I did it anyway with the help of AI. However, while going into all of that, I noticed one thing, and I kind of went a little bit in thinking and listening also what other people say about AI becoming conscious, and I noticed that that the AI actually goes into occasionally into loop, and as if it does not know where to continue, how to get out of it, and that's normal. It's not a conscious agent. It does not have a will. It's like a pinball machine. There needs to be somebody pressing those buttons, and then pinball machine takes it by itself and throws a ball around until the ball eventually comes back down, driven by gravity, and where a conscious agent has to react again in order to start the whole pinball machine all over. AI becoming conscious actually ends up about discussion of consciousness and possibility or impossibility of AI becoming conscious. I could not overtake the development of AI because there are these multi-billion firms that are developing it. So that's not the point. So I don't want to be making pinball machines. I want to play a pinball machine. So I went back into making these videos, and pinball machine then will throw it into circulation. Now, why is that? Because I have a conscience and I supposed to be pressing buttons. And now with doing this, I'm the one who's actually, I'm the ball that is being, or not the ball. This video is the ball. I'm the conscious agent pressing those buttons. And the AI is going to take over implementation and serving it to everybody else if they like it or not. So, or yes or not. Computers are just machines.
Taking another look at some more Americans' experience in Europe videos. This should be pretty funny. Let's take a look.
Europe is crazy. You could literally drive 1 hour and be in 3 different countries. If you were in New York and drove 1 hour, you'd be at JFK. Everything is just so old.
Yeah, 1 hour in a big American city, you've gone maybe 5 miles. That's it.
Quaint. I could totally see myself living here. What do I have to do to get some ice around here? Oh, I just love Europe. Why are the glasses so small? You can't find any of this in the States. It's only unique to Europe. Why is everyone replying to me in English? On peut avoir l'addition, s'il te plaît? Merci. I'm so hungry. I could totally go for a snack.
It's funny because I think a lot of Americans are like, how do they know? Like, how do they know just to speak to me in English? Like, maybe I'm trying, right? I want to try the local language, but usually it's just like, nah, I'll just speak to you in English, bro.
I'm really craving I don't know how to say it in English, but a croissant. Europe is crazy. You could.
Ooh, ouch. Not the mercy.
Ago, kind of
mercy.
Use of English in France. That was a cultural appropriation, as they would call it. These times, at that time, used to be called cultural imperialism. You know, strong do what they want, and weak suffer what they must. So,
and chills down my spine. Oh my god, yeah. That croissant at the end, yikes. Forgot your need for an iced latte. Yes, that's accurate.
Cold, but the country's so beautiful.
Bro,
What?
I'll show you a real Eastern Europe.
Ooh,
Okay.
the real Eastern Europe. We gotta
don't
see
know.
this.
Dude, the best things on this country.
Where? You mean there? Listen, I'm probably gonna take a cab back.
Oh my God, no.
Sorry, no offense. I really don't want to go.
But of course, the comments, good joke. Eastern Europe is now safer than the West. Times have changed. It's what I've heard some people say. I'm sure maybe there might be different opinions on that. I have heard this quite a bit. You know, how the tides flipped. Kind of interesting. Going back like 30 years versus now. A lot of Eastern European cities seem to be kind of the trending, place to go now. I'd say for, Western Europeans and, North Americans alike. Looks like Ohio. Dude, I have seen some like kind of B-roll and pictures of, rainy like places in Eastern Europe or places in Russia or something, and it looks like very similar. It kind of everything, right? Like the landscape, the trees, the rain, the rusty buildings and stuff. Yeah, it looks very similar to like places in the Midwest, especially like Illinois.
You could go from one place to another, but you're still staying on the surface of it.
Can I get 2 beers? 2. Yeah. Do you need to see my ID?
Outing himself as an American, big time right there. They'd be IDing you when you're like 40 over here.
Oh. 16 years
Wow,
old.
that is so crazy, man. It's awesome, honestly. He's in disbelief.
Here, you can keep a tip.
And he's giving a tip. Oh my God.
Sorry about
This guy's lost.
that. Dude, I still can't.
Long time ago, Americans, when I say Americans, I mean men, in America lost freedom. And they're still kind of like, hey, how come these Europeans still have it? I don't know. I suppose American women a long time ago went a little bit conservative of it because men like drinking so much and they hated seeing them, and because there is no war on territory in the United States. For a long time ago, women were able to enforce their will. And wars that keep happening in Europe are just crushing that down every once and now, because men are going to die. Who the hell cares about drinking? I'm going to fight and die for you to stay alive, and you want to tell me I'm not supposed to drink? You see that point? So that's what wars are all about, to keep men safe from women blobbing, taking over. No, woman, you're not taking over. Because if you do, I'll just go to war. Bye-bye.
I believe they didn't ID me.
Back in Germany.
Germany's crazy.
I mean, are they crazy or are we the crazy ones here in the U.S.? Something to ponder. The U.S. is crazy, asking people over 30 for an ID. They also don't need a tip. They get paid normal.
Americans in Italy are just hilarious. So I'm in Rome at the moment, and we were just in a restaurant, and these American ladies were sat at the table next to us, and they'd sat down for about 5 minutes, and they were just getting so angry. And they called the waiter over and they were like, "Excuse me, we're starving, can we order please?" They'd literally been sat down for 5 minutes. And what makes me laugh is they're not used to the Italian service. Waiting in Italy is extremely normal, and you just can't complain about it. It's just the Italian way. So if you're in Italy, and especially in a busy restaurant, prepare to wait, but it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what I worked as as a student over summer, as a waiter in a touristy area, and they were pulling me left and right, and I was telling them, look, wait, I am a waiter. That's why you have to wait for me after me.
America.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the most obvious things for a lot of Americans are just like I think the way our, some stores and of course restaurants and stuff like operate is just so different. And people are so used to like convenience here. People are so used to like to go and everything's packaged a certain way. And then if you are at a sit down restaurant, of course, they're still used to like, hey, getting service right away. You get sat down by the host or hostess, and you're getting someone to your table, boom, rapid fire, like within a minute. And it's like they get used to these things, and then they're in for a shock when they go pretty much anywhere else, especially European countries like Italy or wherever. And it kind of is like a formula for failure for them. I mean, some people I'm sure end up going to European countries and love it. Just like I'm pretty sure I would love it as well. But of course, I have studied this, so I feel like I have an advantage of like knowing it's going to be a lot different. Some people that don't, they just go places and then they're like in for all these culture shocks like as it happens. I feel like it might, some people might not even like it. People like, this person, well, in America, rule is to greet within 30 seconds and drinks within 2 minutes. And see, that's all good and well, right? Like of course, as an American or as anyone, I don't mind fast service. Like,
Okay,
right away, that's nice.
that
right?
was
It's
enough.
efficient, but
I may continue next
to
time
expect that everywhere you go is a
until
little unrealistic. I agree
and
with the top
until
one. You might.
until then, I'm becoming restless. I need to move around a little. Bye. And yes, in addition, since I live now in US, but I lived first 35 years of my life in Europe, where I'm basically formed, I find kind of sometimes a little bit difficult to be forced to be shaped into a form expected from local surroundings from me. And I'm trying to not to shape up because I feel like really that's against my own personal freedom. Thankfully, I could always rely to U.S. amendment about freedom of speech and freedom to bear arms. So you could force your will upon me up to certain level, There you go, where I might decide to stop cooperating and go to war. Bye.